This is my current shop, and it's time for some upgrades. I'm not looking to spend a whole bunch of money here, just improve the flow, see if I can open it up a little bit. There really isn't much flow when it comes to this small area, but there are a couple things that I've noticed over a couple of years. And well, I just sold my welder, so I'm not really working on any projects, and I figured I might as well get ready while my new one's on the way. Currently, I've got a bench over here with pegboard, vise, and some storage with my drill press next to it. And on the other side of my doors, I've got another bench with another toolbox. I've had this bench for a long time. I built this one last year, and I don't like it. Let me tell you why. Currently, I've got tools on this side of the shop. I've got tools over here, and I usually have my project in the middle. So going back and forth, over and between, to get different tools for whatever I'm working on is a real struggle. Second reason I don't like it. I've got a little storage back here, but this area is completely useless. If you ever build a bench to hold a toolbox, don't ever build anything like this, and I'll show you why. That's why. I've got a little roll cart here, and it just doesn't hold that much stuff. I've got my sockets and some wrenches and a little storage. That's about it. This used to hold my welder down here, but my new welder is going to be a standalone unit, so I will have to have a bench like this with my tanks behind it. So obviously, I'm going to eliminate this bench here. And actually, I brought the bottom box back home from work. I upgraded at work, so now we have a place to keep all the tools. I'm gonna get rid of the pegboard, and I'm gonna bring all my tools into one place rather than 3.5. I've got a little paint booth corner set up. Gonna tear that down, and upstairs is just storage. I've got this ladder here that I'm hoping to eliminate. Obviously, I still need it, so I'm gonna try and make it fold up and into the ceiling. I've got my sound system and my bench grinder set up here, so we'll have to find a new home for that. Otherwise, I really have tons of parts, pieces, storage everywhere. That's just how it is. Maybe I'll try and organize that. Like I said, I don't want to put too much money into this. I've only got one finished wall, and it doesn't even have insulation. That's why I got this heater. I don't plan on doing any walls or insulation. Just trying to clean this place up, make it a little more efficient for the time being. With that, I might paint the floors. I don't know if it's any good, but a home improvement store was closing down, and I was able to pick up 3 gallons of cement paint for free. I don't know if it's any good or if it'll work, but I kind of ruined this floor, so we'll give it a try. My hopes are to transfer all my tools, workbenches, and storage to these 2 walls in hopes that I can leave this one empty to store projects and or work on them. I have spent probably $40 on my lighting in here. I've got this cone light, this $10 light. This one I stole from the laundry room. So I am going to spend some money on lights, but lights can go anywhere, so money well spent. First, I'm just gonna do some cleaning. I just finished the drift trike, so I got a little bit of a mess. Gonna tear down the booth real quick, and I'm gonna start putting my tools into one location. Well, it's not the most effective thing. I've got to throw an angle iron in here to actually use the ladder since I did cut it in half. And by no means this is perfect, but it does work for getting out of the way. Just kind of gotta finesse it pretty good here, but it does work. Definitely a lot more rooms cleared up here though. And since I don't use this a ton anymore, this is fine. Okay, this corner is a mess. These are old refrigerator shelves. These are just shelves full of junk. It looks pretty bad. Oh, in my nice chandelier of throttle cables. Anyway, I was thinking about buying a metal cabinet to put in this area. You know, your basic one, but I really don't want to spend 140 bucks at the cheapest. So anyway, I'm gonna rip this down, and I think I'm gonna build a cabinet myself, save a whole bunch of money, but at least I can customize, you know, the shelves distance and what it holds. Hiding everything in a cabinet would probably make this place look a little bit cleaner. So that's what we're gonna do. So I ended up spending 40 bucks on a box of screws and a sheet of OSB. And here we've got a little bit of a cabinet. Obviously it's nothing fancy, and I might paint it black eventually, so don't hate me on the exposed hinges. But it's gonna be a good way to store a lot of things and hide a lot of things. I made my hardware bins accessible out the side. Obviously, I've got these two shelves for engines and whatnot, and I need to do some more organizing, but I can finally get rid of that shelf. So the shop floor is not the prettiest, and for quite a while I've been thinking about trying this concrete paint, mostly because it was fairly cheap, but what's even better is I was able to pick these 3 gallons up for free, so even more of a reason to give it a try. So as you can see, there's a lot of imperfections on this floor. Obviously it's wet. Gonna hit it with a little bit of degreaser, and then hit it with some acid, kind of etch the concrete a little bit. got the floor all done. It's definitely gonna get dirty. Just curious to see how long it lasts. Being free paint, couldn't pass it up. Doors painted. Now I gotta move everything back in. But first, we have a new tool. So I politely asked Josh and Jake to come down and open this up because, well,
hi, I'm Josh.
You know,
Jake.
clean hands.
This is Josh. No.
That
This is a time lapse, David.
Time lapse.
Okay, so you want me to switch it?
Yeah. Gotta get the shot! So this is the new welder. This is the MP200i Eastwood Elite. When I had the Hobart, I was looking to upgrade. I wanted to be able to AC TIG weld. Eastwood's got a ton of welders. They were all reasonably priced, and at one point I was actually looking at 3 of their welders. I decided in the end I'd rather have one big welder, a multi-process, rather than 2 welders. And this one has its own built-in cart, which I thought was sweet. I'm looking forward to getting used to it and working with it. Anyway, let's get back to putting the shop together. Today I've got Josh here to help me put in some new outlets. Off camera, I made this tabletop for my bench grinder and bench sander. I also mounted my sound system back up. So anyway, we're gonna wire some stuff up and then we'll move everything back in. Okay, so there's probably 2 reasons why you're watching this video. 1, you like shop rebuilds, or 2, you like what we do. We've got the John Deere 108 on a shirt. It's probably the only shirt you can buy for $15 these days. Super high quality, been wearing this for a long time. I love it. Link in description. I'm trying to keep it cheap, rebuilding this shed, but it's kind of hard because tools and parts and supplies are expensive. But if you visit eastwood.com, you can use our code MCGK10 and get 10% off your next order. I myself do enjoy shop renovations, shop build videos, and while this is not of the extravagant kind, this isn't no epoxy floor, drywall, and hexagonal ceiling lights, but I spent a lot of time in this little shed and I've got to use this layout for 3 days, and it's so much better than what I had going previously. Way more efficient. I feel like I got a lot more room, so I call this one a success. I still got to organize my tools a little bit better, but I'm going to call this one a wrap, and I will see you in the next project in the next video.